Shalom, party people, and welcome to the 12th C. Human factors, lack of assertiveness. I want to read to you a few different verses. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 27. Do not withhold good from those who deserve it, when it is in the power of your hand to do so. James 4:17. To him then who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin. If we know what is good, if we know there's something that we should do, if we know there's something that would be good for us to do that, and we have the ability to do it, we should. What's the saying? What's the adage? What's the next right thing? Go do the next right thing. Do that. If it is within your power, don't withhold it from somebody. So often, we have things that, I would if I could, or I wish, or whatever. We just need to stop. If there's something that you have the means to do, go do it. Oh, but it's not going to be perfect or whatever. Like, who cares? Go do it. Get off your butt. Go spend time with that person. Go actually talk to them shoulder to shoulder. Find out what they need. And what you can do, do it. There's going to be things that are way outside of our wheelhouse. But there's people out there who we know that need to be loved on, that need to be held, that need to be cried with, that need groceries brought in, that need somebody to listen, that need somebody to cut their grass, shovel their driveway, like whatever. If you have the ability to help somebody, you know they need help, go help them. That compounds way more. You know that this person needs to hear the gospel. You have the truth inside. You have his word. Why are you withholding that from them? A policy that I've kind of adopted over the last, year or so, is that when I've got somebody on my mind, I call them or text them. Even if it's just, hey, checking in, wanted to see how things are going, or whatever the last thing me and them talked about. Text them and, hey, I was just thinking about XYZ, whatever. Those kinds of things have led to some very incredible conversations with people, have led to opportunities for me to love on people, have reminded people that they're not alone. I had a dear brother who was going through some stuff, and it was to the point where he was receiving some very, very bad news. And I was out and about, running around town, just getting some things done. I was like, oh, I should call this guy. And whipped out my phone and called him, and he didn't answer. Just, hey man, thinking about you, call me back whenever. Like, no pressure, like just wanted to say hi, letting you know that I'm thinking about you. He texted me immediately and he was like, hey, I can't talk on the phone right now, I'm getting some pretty bad news. And okay, well, I'm here when you need me. And 20 minutes later, he called me and told me what was going on in his situation, and the bad news that he got that was, effectively life-altering. And he's like, that was the rock telling you to call me. And I was like, well, yeah, maybe, I guess. I mean, you were on my mind, and I figured I should call you. And he's like, no, no, no. I needed somebody, like, right then and there. And you called. And I mean, I was not in a good mental state, still not. And it was just like, oh, okay, man. And we talked for a long time. And the longer we talked, the more I realized, yeah, that was the Ruach HaKodesh saying, hey, call this dude. He needs somebody. And how many times have we had promptings, whispers from the Spirit saying, hey, I want you to do this. And we haven't done it. Or we've like, oh, not right now. Or, oh, I'm not qualified for that. Or, whatever. We have a lack of assertiveness. There are things that we are very capable of doing. And we don't want to do them for whatever reason. Our heart may be in the right place, but if we're not actually doing, what are the results going to be? In that, I want to read to you Revelation 21, 5 through 8. And he who was sitting on the throne said, see, I make all matters new. And he said to me, write, for these words are true and trustworthy. And he said to me, it is done. I am the Aleph and the Toph, the beginning and the end. To the one who thirsts, I shall give of the fountain of the water of life without payment. The one who overcomes shall inherit all of this, and I shall be his Elohim, and he shall be my son. But as for the cowardly, the untrustworthy, the abominable, and the murderers, and those who whore, and drug sorcerers, and idolaters, and all the false, their part is in the lake which burns with fire and sulphur, which is the second death. But as for the cowardly, the untrustworthy, those are big words right there. If you're afraid, if you've been given a task and you don't follow through, and I'm talking afraid to the point that you don't do it, like you talk yourself out of it. Because if you're afraid, but you do it, you're not a coward. But if you're afraid and you find a good excuse to not do it, coward. Untrustworthy. You're not following through on promises. That is in the same category of abominable, murderers, those who whore, and drug sorcerers and idolaters. And then it includes the false. Some translations say liars. So lying, cowards, and untrustworthy are in the same category as abominable, which that includes intaking things that are unclean and partaking in things that are unclean. So what you do with your body and what you put in your body. Murderers, those who whore and drug sorcerers. Same category as cowards who are untrustworthy and liars. Their part is in the lake which burns with fire and sulphur, which is the second death. If we know what is good and we don't do it, if we know what is good and we lie to ourselves about how good we are about doing these things, if we know what is good and we don't do it because we give ourselves an out, if we know what is good and we withhold that from somebody, we're untrustworthy, we're cowardly, we're liars. Same category as what, typical good Christians would say, oh, abominable, murderers, whorers, drug sorcerers, those are bad things. It's like, yeah. Same category as cowardly, untrustworthy liars. Those are big words. Those are hard words. And I think that's at the root of us not asserting to go out and do good. So what? You're going to mess up a few times. Learn from those mistakes. Apply what you learn. Go love on people. We love because he loved us first. It's as simple as that. We've been given a mission. We are supposed to go make disciples. Teach them to obey the Lord. You can't assert yourself if you're a coward. You can't assert yourself if you're untrustworthy. Go break some eggs. Learn from those mistakes. Go do hard things.